Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to Coding Improv, episode 10, the show where the code is made up and the points do not matter. So what we're about to do is enable chat suggestions. So to do this, you can use your channel points. You get these points by watching the show and doing various other things. If you click this button here, you can see all the various ways that you can earn seedlings. But if you have enough, you will need 1,337 seedlings. If you have enough, when I enable it, you can suggest one thing. And I think we're taking like 7 suggestions, so they're going to go quick. So if you want to suggest something, get the window open now. And I ask that you suggest general things. Do not suggest anything technology specific. So you can suggest coffee mug, bass guitar, electricity, things like that. Don't suggest React or Vue or Mongo or C#. Those things will come later. Just suggest general things. We're going to take all those suggestions and figure out something to build based on all of those. Are you ready? Can I get a smile in the chat if you're ready? I'm about to unpause the redemptions, and the first 7 or so people to suggest something, that's what we're going to we're going to work with. Look at all those smiles. Here we go. Huh? Oh yeah, it's 5. I guess it's 5. It's it. That's over. It's done. So Stotney has suggested retrophilia, which I've never heard of, but I guess means something about being retro. I kind of like that. I like retro. I'm going to search for this word with my screen hidden because it could be something bad, but I think it's just like maybe the feeling of being retro. The state of being fond of things belonging to the past times. Awesome. Yeah, I love it. Okay, we got Waffles from Dropmania. Kodako suggested dinosaurs. Cheesecakeman suggested cheesecake. And Frozen Spray suggested game. These are great suggestions. I appreciate you all. We're going to use them. So now we'll take these and figure out what we're going to do. Yeah, and I will say, that's it, that's all. You can't suggest anymore. We're going with what we got. And I thank you. Thank you all for those suggestions. Now, let's figure out what we're going to do with these suggestions. I'll set like a 5-minute timer, and we'll come up with something. The link for the last improv game, I forgot. What was it even called? We did something where we built like a little... we built a thing. Didn't we? Oh no, we built the memory matching game. Yeah, it was like flip swap. Yeah, this is it. We built this game last time, so you can click it and you get a little emoji, and then you click another one, and if they don't match, they turn back over. This is what we built last time. Flip swap. Oh, okay, that one and that one. Hey, my memory's better this time. Yeah, so that's what we built last time. But all right, let's do a 4.5-minute timer. I like it, Mark. I'm not opposed to it. But yeah, so retrophilia is just things that evoke a feeling of retroness or like nostalgia. I like it. I think this is just going to be the general styling or theme of what we build. It actually reminded me of a thing I came across recently. So there's a... if you've never heard of an NPC... not that. Let's get it... Let's search NPC on Wikipedia. We should be able to find it. NPC computer? No. What's it? Oh, it's from Akai? What is it? Media Production Center. Yes. Look at this thing. Isn't it? It's beautiful and retro. This is like the original, one of the original NPCs that people used to create like hip-hop beats and stuff like that on. But Akai released a more recent one that looks like this, but it's like more modern. Akai NPC Retro Edition. I want one. It looks really cool. Check it out. Yeah, so... Oh, this is like this is the minier version, but you see that like it has this beige retro color. I think that's what we're definitely going to go in, this beige color. That's the feeling of retro that I'm feeling right now. So that's the color we're going to go with. Okay, we have waffles, dinosaurs, cheesecake, and game. We almost always make like some sort of game-like thing. I do like the idea of dinosaurs wandering around, collecting waffles and cheesecake. I think maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm imagining almost like a Pac-Man style board layout, like a Pac-Man style board layout. And you have a little dinosaur that can travel through this Pac-Man style game. And yeah, and I mean, basically it could be like Nintendo, because like if you know like the original Nintendo, that's the color. That's like the retro color. Dinosaur hosted. We don't want the company. We want the console products, video game consoles. The NES. It's the Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh, no, not that. This thing. Look at it. That's that retro color we're talking about. Movement control is laid out like an Akai NPC. That could be interesting. Yeah, and feel free to throw ideas in the chat right now, because we'll take them. I remember when my computer was that color. Yeah. Which also reminds me of, there's a subreddit, Reddit r/retro battle stations. If you're into retro computing, this subreddit is really cool, because people post pictures, like people still use and maintain like older systems, and they post pictures of their setups, like this monitor that fried in someone's house. That's a thing. What about something like an arcade machine themed both retro and game? Yeah, I mean, honestly, we could recreate like the Chrome dinosaur game. I'm not opposed to that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It shows up whenever you're offline. How do I play? Okay, yeah. So it's just this. It's just a dinosaur running across the screen. And you gotta jump over the obstacles. Like this. This could be interesting. Game over. I mean, honestly, it would be fun to create my own, like, synthwave track and put it in the background. Huh. All right. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna something like this, but you're jumping over, like, waffles and stuff like that. You had a Tandy 1000? Wow. Let's just show it for visual reference. Look at it. A first line of IBM PC compatible home computer systems produced by the Tandy Corporation. Look at it, IBM compatible. This reminds me, there's a whole lot of references happening, but this reminds me of Halt and Catch Fire, which is a really good TV show. There's our timer. We've decided what we're gonna do though, but Halt and Catch Fire is an awesome TV show that it's more recent. It came out like in 2014, but it depicts the 80s nicely. It's really well done, and it's about like a startup back then that were creating an IBM compatible computer. It's like an alternate history. It's not real, but a lot of the elements of it are real. I don't know. And David, thanks for that sub. Oh, you can do thanks, Dropping. Yeah, you can actually do this. Oh, I'm not in Chrome. I'm in Firefox. That's not gonna work. Yeah, let's take a quick stretch. Make a map game with JS similar to GeoGuessr. That would be fun, but not today. Not today. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is I can come up with sounds. I'm capable. I have the technology. Oh, nice. That's good to hear, David. Yeah, I mean, Ready Player One is another, like, nostalgia bomb. If you read that book or listen to the audiobook, it's just full of references from, like, the 80s and 90s and tech and pop culture and stuff like that. Okay, so that's the idea. We're going to build the dinosaur game. Dinosaur jump game. And it will be retro-themed. You'll be jumping over waffles and cheesecakes. And we'll try to get some retro sound effects / music. Yeah, that's what we're gonna build. All right. And I want to do a little bit of research because, like, I could build this with vanilla JavaScript. We could build like a React game. But it's probably going to be a lot easier if we pick some sort of JavaScript game framework. Have Radio Shack and Blockbuster in the scrolling? Yes, that sounds great. You jump over waffles. Okay, I like it. Jump over waffles. Power up with cheesecake. Yeah, so there's a few different things. Like so P5 isn't directly itself a game library, but you can create games with it. It just helps you with like canvas programming. Phaser is the one that I've heard of. I've never really built anything with it, so that would be interesting. I mean, I do kind of want to do it with vanilla JS. Like, it would be fun to create a game loop, make the little guy jump. The only thing is, like, we don't exactly need physics. We really just need collision detection, which is easy. But yeah, Phaser is a way of creating games with JavaScript. Let's look at game 3JS. Why am I connecting a wallet? Wait, what? What is this? Is it like crypto games or something like that? We will need gravity. Gravity is easy. Well, like fake gravity is easy. But like interaction of objects with physics, that's why we would use something like this. Yeah, Pixie.js is another one I've heard of. I have not used it, but I've heard of it. Web3 crypto games. Interesting. Interesting. The HTML5 creation engine. Maybe. Okay, yeah. Some people are mentioning Kaboom. Let's look at Kaboom. No, I will say I'm heavily leaning towards just doing it with vanilla JavaScript and no game framework. Because like if you think about it, it's actually fairly simple. You basically just have a scrolling background, right? Because the dinosaur always just stays in one place. The dinosaur stays in one place, and he can go up and down. Easy. And then the background is just scrolling. We could use like CSS animations for that. And then we have objects that are moving at the same speed, or potentially not at the same speed as the background, which creates more of like a, what's it called? Not a parallel, parallax. That's the word. Parallax effect. Yeah. You can move the dino. I'm thinking we just make the dino jump and everything else is moving around them. Yeah. Let's do it with vanilla. But for those of you that are looking to create games, these are some of your options. So yeah, check out Kaboom or Pixie or Phaser, or even P5. But we, my friends, are going to use vanilla JavaScript, meaning just JavaScript that is supported in the web browser. No frameworks, no libraries, just things that are directly supported. I'm going to put this in the working on so that when people come along and they're like, hey, what are you working on? You can tell them. Oh, Mark, that's unfortunate. I mean, it's good that you got your vaccine. But yeah, when I got, I guess both of them, my arm was in pain. We are building. Like this. Good to see you too, Thunderbird. Thanks for being here. A power-up could give you wings, allowing you to fly for X amount of time. Oh, that sounds complicated. I mean, we could. We're gonna keep it fairly simple. All right, here we go. We're gonna start with an HTML file. A multiplayer version of the Dino game. Anything multiplayer gets more complicated. You need a server, you need real-time communication like WebSockets or something like that. We're going to keep it simple so that I can finish it within the hour. This is the Retro Dino game. Great. So I have an HTML file. I'm going to use Light Server, which is just a static file server that auto-refreshes. And let's look at the original Chrome Dino game for inspiration. Just the way that it looks. We're gonna use vanilla.js. Yeah, so you can see he stays in the same spot. It looks like he's running, but he just stays in the same spot and everything else is moving. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. First of all, let's get some clouds. Let's get some clouds moving in the background. And I need some game assets. There's a website that has like free game assets. Itch, that's the one. Of course, you credit the author, but if I just search for like clouds, pixel clouds, can you use the left, right, and arrow keys? Yeah, I'm using the left and right. Nothing is happening. I'm going to add the graphics the way you would do it with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So very likely we'll just have the clouds. These are perfect. Let's see. This asset pack can be used both free and commercial projects. Cool. We'll definitely give them credit. We're gonna use this one. Oh, we could have like a night theme, but that also is complicated. Yeah, exactly, like an image tag, and then we'll just animate it moving. This is cool. I want some better clouds. Let's see what this is about. I don't want to directly recreate it. We're going to create our own that works in a similar style. Okay, this costs money. Pixel art, semi-realistic clouds. Wow. Name your own price. Semi-realistic. I'm not a good pixel artist though. But yeah, we're gonna use these. We'll credit them, but we're gonna use these. And I'll show you what we're gonna do. This cloud here. Oh, it's... You know, we could explore, I've never done this before, using CSS to, basically this is a sprite sheet. We'll use CSS just to pick one specific image. Yeah, check it out. We're gonna use this. Though, is it actually transparent? I guess it is. But watch. Okay, so in my HTML, we add an image tag. Actually, I mean, let's create the thing. So we'll have our main area. This is where our game is going to exist. We'll give it an ID of game. And inside of that game, there's going to be like a div, and that div will be all of the clouds that are moving. And then we'll have the image tag there with that. That should just literally put the image on the page like that. But now we want to use CSS to pick one specific cloud in that image. So I've never done this before. Let's look up CSS sprite sheet. There's a way to specify you specify a CSS thing where you put the background and then you tell it the width and the height, the portion of the image that we want to use. All right, here we go. So let's create a CSS file. Styles.css. We're going to call this cloud1, cloud-1. I called it .cs, so it thinks we're in a C# file, CSS. There we go. I actually don't know what the width and height are going to be. We're going to have to figure that out, but I am just going to take this image URL and put it right here, and we'll see what we get. Define a small transparent image because the source attribute cannot be empty. Is this the only way to do it? I feel like there are there's other ways to do this, right? Let's see what else we can find. Yeah, so this is a sprite sheet that has like 3 flags in it. And then you just define the background position. This is a little different though than what we just saw, isn't it? Because this is using background position versus this one, which is using width and height with a background. Yeah, so you don't have to deal with cores for images because the images themselves are not really executing any code, and so that's why, from a security perspective, like we allow it. Though there are some weird things you can do with images to get the things to execute, like in their like attributes, like on error, that you could exploit. But for the most part, images are pretty benign. For the most part, like I said, there are ways to do naughty things with them, but for the most part, they're pretty benign, which is why we don't have to deal with cores. If you were to write JavaScript to request that image, you would have to deal with cores, but because this loading of the image is handled by the browser, we don't have to deal with cores. Use background position. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I like it. So this is how they set it up. They have a background image with the URL. It says no repeat. So I'll just call this cloud. And then cloud 1 will have height and background position. Cool. And then I think I just have a div, with the class clouds cloud1, or cloud1. So this is a div. Oh no, we're not going to use canvas. Like I said, we're using all elements. So class cloud-1. Let's see what we get. We have this. We have this. It has no height. So we do have to specify like the actual height of the element. Oh no, we have height, but we don't have width. All right, we'll just do a square. Oh, I didn't link the styles. yeah, good call, me not Santa. I need to actually bring in styles.css. All right, let's see what we get. All right, so there's that. And when it's 128 by 128, it's the full image. It's the full image. So what if we just do like 28 by 28? Yeah, now it's a little piece. It's a little piece. Let's take a quick stretch. And also, let's pick like a nice bluish color for the background. What's up, Oxy? Thanks for being here. All right. I'm gonna go until I find like a nice light-ish blue. I mean, that was a nice blue. Neon blue. I like this. This is retro-esque. I like that. I like that. Great. This is our color palette. So for the body, I'm just gonna do the background is that color. Let's set up some other styles. So we'll do like a basic reset, no margin, no padding on everything, and a box sizing of border box, and that gives us that. Great. So now let's play around with the height and width. So that's the height. And that's the width. Okay, so that's cloud 1. All right, now we want cloud number 2. And for that, we'll create another element. This will be cloud 2. The first, oh, you're right. The first cloud does need more height. What about 42? Perfect. Perfect. All right. So for this one, we do have to play around with the background positioning. Because let's get the, so I know there's a cloud below it. Yeah, we want this cloud. That's so funny. It's like scrolling. All right, so we want that. And then, yeah, that's actually perfect. We just have to play around with the width and height. Like that, height. Yeah, there we go. That's cloud 2. Oh, I didn't save the background position. Oh well, okay. There. All right, so this is our background position for cloud number 2. All right, so we've got 2 clouds. I want them to be bigger. I'm curious if I do like transform scale. Like make them, will this make them twice as big? It does, but it affects the positioning. What if I put the scale here? Set background size and then adjust the positioning. So background size, what are our options for background size? I see. So if we make the background like the original image, yeah, okay, so center them and then scale. That makes sense. So we have our game here. Let's style the game. Let's make the game full screen, and then we'll style the image from there. So body will have a width of 100 view height, and a height of 100 view height. Width of 100 view width, and a height of 100 view height. And then overflow hidden. And then our game element will have a width of 100%, and a height of 100%. So the game now takes up the full screen. The clouds will, I mean, so we could do this as like a full screen game where like you're jumping down here, but I actually think I want the game to just be in the center of the screen. Because I only want it to be like this high, like right here. So let's do this. The game height is going to be, let's do 60%. And then the body will be a flex box, and center that right in the center of it. So now if we give the game an outline, 10 pixels, solid black, we should see there is our, yeah, and I want to make sure I'm at 100% zoom. There's our game area. This is where our game is going to exist. So now, the clouds area, I want to take up a specific section of the game. So we'll have its height as like 40%. And this is actually what I'll have for the background color for the clouds. So now, yeah, now our clouds are just there. I guess we want more than that, like 80%. Yeah, like that. And then the ground will be like right here. Also, let's pick a color for the background of the page itself. I think that'll be this blackish color. Like that. Cool. It's happening. So now we can make the clouds bigger. Yeah, Gabriel is asking, what's the difference between the outline and border? Outline does not affect the width of the element. Outline is within the element. That's just why I use that. Also, we want a thick outline like that. Cool. Also, we need like a ground color. Let's find like a brownish color that should work, I guess. I mean, are we on a road? Oh, we'll use this. We're on a road. So we have the clouds, and then we'll have a div that is the road. Like that. And then right here, the road has a width of 100%, a height of 20%, and this background. Like that. Look at it. We're making a game. Let's make it a little bit bigger, though. So let's go. The road is 30%, and the height of the clouds is 70%. Great. Now let's make those clouds bigger. So the cloud background size. I think. If the background size is cover, and a cloud has like a width of like 40% and a height of 40%, we want even more. Background size. So, but what I'm thinking is if we style the clouds to be a specific width and height. So, oh, and then the width and height over here is overriding them, though. I see. We'll try what Mark is saying. So we're going to scale it by 2. And then we'll have to adjust our width and height. Yeah, but I need to maintain aspect ratio. If I just do 200%, will it... Yeah, that maintains aspect ratio. 400%. 50%. And then I actually want my heights and my widths to be percentage so that they will scale. Like this. So let's just work on cloud 1. And not have cloud 2. Okay, here's the game. Here's the clouds. And then we have one cloud that needs a bigger height. Yeah. Let's go even more. What if we go to 600? That's what we want. So the overall cloud is 600%, and then we'll style accordingly. So height is about there, and width. Oh, width affects it. There we go. Obviously, it's very pixelated, but we're gonna fix this. We're gonna get there. That's a giant cloud. The thing is, the bigger I make the width, it's percent. Oh, because it's doing width and height. All right, we actually need the aspect ratio then. Oh no, the image is 128 by 128. %. 200%. It's perfect. Oh, I see. The width here is scaling it. Yeah, the width is scaling it. And then the height is changing the clip. Okay. Like that. We'll get there. So I mean, like once we have one cloud, it'll be pretty easy to make the others. So that's one cloud, but now it should. Oh no! See, look at that. Because it's a percentage width. I think I want it to be according to the view height. Something like that. Scale plus margin top. You know what we could do is not use a sprite sheet. we could pull out each of these clouds. It would make it a whole lot easier. Yeah. So this doesn't adjust. I want the thing to be fully responsive though. So we can do something like that. Background position, I think this is left, right, and then this is top, bottom, right? So let's see. Is it the other way around? Okay, I'll flip it. If I can't get this to work, then we're just gonna, yeah. The sprite isn't working with my idea of like scaling and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is just extract out these little clouds. That's all we're gonna do. What's the best way to do this? Here, let me save the image locally, and then we'll just like use preview to crop out a few things. All right, check us out. So we have the image open in preview. I can choose the one I want, like that. Copy it, and then add it from the clipboard. Here we go. And now we have cloud 1. Great. And then we want cloud 2. Great. No, so this is a transparent PNG, so it shouldn't have any background color. Because we're like clipping it with that included alpha transparency. Cloud 3. Great. And we'll grab some little bitty ones. This one. Awesome. Now it's much easier. It'll be much easier to do this. Because now a cloud can just have like a width of 30%, and it should just size automatically like this. So if I say cloud, well, this will be an image. Class will be cloud, and then the source will be cloud1, and then cloud2. We'll get there. And cloud3. Let's see what we get. It's beautiful. We now have 3 separate clouds, and well, yeah, I guess that's the thing. They adjust according to the width, which is fine. I think I'm making this hard on myself by making it responsive. But I think we need to do everything according to the view height instead of percentage. That way, really? Is that what we want? Vmin. Yeah, all these percents are going to become vmin. Will that fix all of our problems? Who's to say? Yeah, I like this a lot better. I'll have to adjust the height. But now, like, when you can play on mobile, it'll kind of like look like that. But now the height of the game should only be like 40 vmin. There. Though we're missing the ground. This is fine, though. I do want this to be a percentage. And this to be a percentage. I think. Yes. Yes. This is what we want. Right? So the container is using vmin, so it's according to the device size, and then the images are percentage because they're a percentage of their parent, which is using vmin. Yeah. All right, everyone. That took an hour. But now we have these clouds. We can animate them. We want these clouds to go across the sky. That's a good one, Greg. And how's it going? They are clouds, so you must use float somewhere. Yeah. Image rendering pixelated. Oh, I like that. Yeah. So I do want it to be pixelated because we're specifically like this is pixel art. Let's see. Oh, now they pop. Watch what they look like without it. So without, they're a little grainy, and then with it, boom, they pop. Okay. Now these clouds need to move, so let's get some JavaScript going. So, yeah, let's get some JavaScript going. We need a game loop. That game loop will move the clouds across the screen. When they reach the end, they'll come back around the other side at potentially a random XY. Yeah, here we go. We can try to do this nice and organized. So, I think I will select all the clouds on the page and then position them at some random X value on the screen. So I'm just gonna write the code out, and then we'll have to like put it into a game loop or something like that. So yeah, and Binary King is asking why not CSS. We could use CSS to do like a transform. I don't know how we would make it loop. It's probably possible, but that's why I'm going to do it with JavaScript, because I can write JavaScript that detects when it's off the edge of the game and then put it back around. Yeah, you'd use keyframe. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay, so we could do something like document.query selector all the, give me all the clouds, right? And then for each one of those clouds, let's actually have this as like an init function. So when the game starts, we're going to position all of the clouds randomly. And the clouds will have a position of relative and a position relative, and then the cloud itself will have position absolute. And then we'll just set the top left of the cloud. Yeah, cloud.style.top. And we just want a random percentage between like 0 and 60 or so. Let's create a function. Get random number. Pass in the min and the max, and then we do the business. So we'll do math.floor of math.random times the max. And we'll do min plus that. Right? Is that how you would do it between a min and a max? Yeah, we're doing coding improv. Because that's our range. All right. Yeah, so max minus min gives us the total number of numbers in that range, with the minimum being the min. And so min plus some random number between the maximum of that range. Okay, so we want to get a random number between 0 and, let's say, 60. That's going to be a percentage. And we'll put a percent on it. And then when the page loads, we'll position all the clouds at a random top position. Let's add our JavaScript over here. How's this work? src app.js. All right, if I've done it correctly, yeah, they're all at a random. Wait, I did top. Yeah. So each time you load, each of them is at a random top position. And they can overlap, that's fine. And then we'll also put them at a random X position. Random number between 0 and 100. Nice. Is this an app or a game? Why can't it be both? Why can't it be both? Yeah, so this is totally fine. So they're going to start off here, and then we'll have a game loop that like gradually moves them. Max included. It's non-included. This is fine. This is fine. But yeah, now we need more clouds. And so let's do that dynamically. Yeah, so I have 4 different clouds. Here's what I'm going to do. So instead of starting the page with images already, we're going to create them dynamically in the init clouds. So Let's say we want like 10 of them. So I need we're just gonna loop up to 10. So and then our cloud names is just gonna be an array of strings. So we have cloud1.png. Now we'll do something like this. Current cloud starts off as 1. And max clouds is 4. So, first of all, we need to add an image to the page. Cloud image. We're going to create an element that is an image tag. And then set its src to be cloud dash current cloud dot png. And then we'll give it a class of cloud. And really, instead of having to query for them, we could have like our game state and our objects. We'll refactor in a little bit. I say that. But let's say we have clouds, like cloud elements. And each cloud we create will push into the cloud elements array. And then that's what we're going to iterate over. Actually, we're going to need to iterate later. Like, technically, we could just do this immediately whenever we create it. But later on in our game loop, yeah, that's what. So later on in our game loop is where we're going to adjust the left so that they move across the sky. So right now we should just have. Well, we need to append it, and then we'll just have 10 of cloud 1. Clouds element. Document.query selector for the element with the class cloud. So that's going to grab that container div. And then we append this cloud image to it. So this should give us, hopefully, are we still calling it it? Let's see what's happening. We have errors. Can't access property append. Cloud element is null. Oh, this is clouds. So clouds is the container, and that's what we're appending to. Cool. So now we have 10 random. Well, we have 10 cloud 1, 10 cloud 1 in random positions on there. But we want to change it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll just say current cloud plus equals 1, and then if current cloud is greater than max clouds, current cloud goes back around to 1. Quick stretch. Oh, that's a good idea, Mark. Yeah, we'll add a little bit of transparency. I'm just going to change this to plus equals 1 for my linter. And I'm not going to tell you why. And then I'm going to make this a let so we can change it. Look at that. Cool. Yeah, I like the idea of also like a random amount of transparency. So if we do cloud image dot style dot opacity, we'll do a random percentage opacity between 20 and 80%. Oh, that's a little too much. We'll do like 40, between 40 and 80% opacity. Would you look at that? It's amazing. The higher the cloud, the higher the chance of transparency for an atmospheric depth. I like it. And we'll see you later, J. Philly Webb. Sorry I didn't get to say hey earlier. Thanks for dropping by. Isn't this better? I would argue no, because that code is really hard to read. Better is relative. The code I have is more readable, potentially less cognitive load. And this is a mess that you won't know what it does when you come back to your code a week later. So, all right. Yeah, we're going to animate them. I just wanted to get them. I do like the idea of the higher it is, the more opacity, but this is fine. This is fine. Totally fine. We also could add more. We could add like 20 clouds. Look at that. It's beautiful. And then I guess clouds should have a random velocity, so they're moving at different speeds as well. I mean, at this point, we're not even coding the game; we're just animating clouds on the page. But it's fine. It's fine. So here's what I'm going to do. Clouds is actually just going to be the array is just going to be called clouds, and when we push it in, we'll say the element is the cloud image. But we'll also give it some other attributes, like the x velocity. Well, she'll just be a random number between 0 and 10, between 2 and 10. So some can move faster than others. Yeah, should be fine. No cloud is spawning left from the canvas. Do I want it to, though? If I go -10, that's you're right. That is a little bit better. Cool. Yeah, it wasn't margin. It's just that no cloud would have an x greater than 0. So yeah. What's up, Ginny Nexus? Shout out to Ginny Nexus, member of the Live Coders team. Thank you. I like these clouds too. I'm pretty proud of these clouds. We could do, yeah, you're right. We could do a varied scale. Let's see. So if we'll do the cloud image dot style dot transform. This is going to be a scale of get random number between 0.7 and 1.4. Oh. Well. I'm spending way too much time on this. I guess the top can technically be a little bit above the top as well. Yeah. Look at these. Okay, so now, we need to move them. We need to move them. So we need a game loop. So we're just going to create a function that is called update. So update is where we will change their top and left. And really, we need like a location property on the cloud. So like the X location actually starts off here. I'm sorry, that's the Y. How do you super chat? Are you used to YouTube? You can send bits, or you can send a donation with Streamlabs. Like this. And then we'll just set this based on the cloud, like this. So our cloud is that. And then we can reuse the location X and location Y. Like that. So, still works. But now that we have all this info, in our update, we can change the x location based on the velocity. So we'll do something like that. We do need our game state. Like this. And our game state, well, this is kind of like our world, and our world has objects in it. And some of those objects are clouds, like this. And so now, instead of pushing into just this local clouds array, we'll push into the game state array, so that way we can access it elsewhere. So here we'll do game state.objects.clouds. We'll push that in. And so now we have it in here, and then we can access it in our update. So whenever we update, we need to just do game state. Actually, let's call it world. I like that this is a little world with objects in it. So this is the world. And so world.objects.clouds for each one. So whenever we update, we'll have each cloud. And we need to set the left, because the clouds aren't going to be moving up and down. They're just going to be moving left and right. We need to... actually, yeah, no. We just update the state here. So we'll just say cloud.location.x minus equals cloud.velocity. Like that. So that's going to adjust the x by the amount of x velocity. Great. So that updates it. And then after we update it, we want to, we'll call it draw, which actually does the placement of it on the page, like this. So I have a function, draw, that does the same thing. It iterates over the clouds, but now it's going to actually set their location like we were doing here. Like that. But now it's going to be cloud.element.style.left, cloud.location. Cool. So we update, and then we draw, and then we update, and then we draw. Great. How do we make this a game loop? We just call update after a certain amount of time. So we'll say, we'll just do a set timeout. Actually, request animation frame is probably the best way to do it. So, though, can you specify? Actually, I mean, this will be really, really fast, though. That's fine. So, when the game is init, it does all the stuff, and then we do our first draw. After we do our first draw, we then call our update. Update then does draw, and then it calls our update again. So this, yeah, they just fly. Now they just fly off the screen like this. Yeah, and can you specify? I mean, this is pretty smooth. I like that. We can just change the speed. Yeah, bye-bye, clouds. So we could adjust this. So let's not do 10. Like, we'll do a random number between 1 and, like, 3. They'll move a little bit slower. Yeah. 1 and 5. I do want, like, a varied... Yeah. So request animation frame, we'll call this function when the browser is going to do the next paint. Wait, is that... Do I want to do request animation frame with draw, though? I could reverse this. I could say... Could I, though? I don't know. But yeah, let's look at this request animation frame, because it is possible to give it a delay, I guess. Let's see. No, it just does it. Which is why, like, you could do that, but I also, to like set the frame rate, I could do set timeout, where this will call update in 2 seconds. So now we have a frame rate of like 1 frame every 2 seconds, whatever that is. Yeah, really slow frame rate. But we could do like half a second, like this. Doop, 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 doop. Or even less. Doop, 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 doop. Or even less. I like how it's nice and it jerks across. Yeah. Cool. That's great. But now what we need to do is if they reach the edge of the game area, then they need to reset on the opposite side. So right here I'll say if cloud.location.x is less than or equal to this cloud element. So yeah, the cloud element is their container. We can get the left-hand boundary of this cloud element and figure out if this cloud has gone past that. So we'll say clouds element. Isn't that? I called it cloud element. This should be clouds element because it's all the clouds. So clouds element dot get bounding client rectangle. So this rectangle has like the left edge of it. Dot left. Though, what I'm thinking about right now is, so this location is static. This is just the state of it. But yeah, we actually need the cloud's position on the page. So we can do this check first. Because I could do cloud dot element the cloud rectangle is cloud.element.get bounding client rectangle. And if that rectangle dot left minus 20 is less than left, then we need to reset it. So we'll give it an x value that is more than 100%. So it's between 100 and like 150. So it goes off the screen and then it comes back onto the screen on the opposite side outside of the game so that it comes back in. We'll do like 120. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, they're disappearing too soon. They're disappearing too soon, but that's fine. We can fix that. But now they're moving. They're moving. So this actually should be the left plus the width of it. I think we can do that. Yeah. Look at it. It's happening. Yeah, it was like a black hole. They're like sucking into it and disappearing. It's pretty good. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. The other thing we could do is, because we're resetting it, we could also reset the y. So the y could just get reset to some random value. Then it'll look even more random. How did we do it before? Like this. Yeah, change their y spawn, exactly. Now? That looks like a sky. Someone earlier was totally right though. Like technically the ones that are like closer down should be less transparent than the ones that are higher up. Is that the left position with mod? What would mod do? It is a windy day, so for that, to make it less windy, we just decrease the frame rate. Oh, you wouldn't have to move them to the other side? Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, you're right. Smaller velocity. Yeah, but now if the smaller the range, the less variance there is between them. I like that, Sniper. That should be pretty good, actually. So if we use the Y value as the opacity percentage, then the lower it is, the higher it will be. So if we if we invert it, 100 minus it. No, it was right. We'll just do that. So now, the closer it is, the less opaque it is. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, but we need to reset it whenever we change the Y position. Not reset it. We'll set the opacity here because like this. Is that working though? Add 40 to the opacity. It's like some of them are still not setting the Y position in draw. I don't need to. So the Y position isn't changing. The X position is the only thing because the clouds aren't moving like this. They're just moving left. Yeah, I'm curious about these. Honestly, I'm okay with it. Like it's not perfect, but it does give it a little bit of like a sense of depth. So I think it's fine. Also, check this out. Our game resizes automatically, and it keeps animating appropriately. You get that for free. I mean, not for free. We wrote it a certain way. Yeah. We could change the. I think we're scaling them, aren't we? Where are we scaling them? Oh, right here. We should probably also change the scale whenever we reset them. Yeah, I think I've seen some chat messages about this that basically I need to reset the transform, but I'm not. So in my update, you'll notice in my update, I am not modifying the element on the page itself. I'm just modifying the state, and I'm counting on this. But I do need to reset it, so I probably should put it on my state here, like scale, and that way I can reuse it. And then we'll set the scale in the update method. Cloud.scale. And then in update, we'll do that as well. But what we want is whenever we reset, we also change the scale. basically, we're making it, if you haven't gotten this yet, we're making it appear like there's just lots and lots of clouds, because the moment they go off the screen that way, we reappear off the screen this side so that they look like they're brand new clouds. And so right here, whenever we reset them, we would do cloud.scale equals that. So now they get a random scale as well. I broke something. Cloud.style is undefined. Dot element. Is get random handling numbers less than 1 properly? I hope so. Okay, let's think about this. So if I want a random number between -20 and 60, oh no, it is. So if I want a random number between -20 and 60, what this does is it says it's going to give you a random number that's at least -20. So that's inclusive. And then if you do 60 minus a -20, that's 60 plus 20, which gives you 80, which means there are 80 numbers between -20 and 60. And then we get a random value between 0 and 80, and then we add that to the min. I shouldn't reset the Y because it won't match the opacity. But we're resetting the opacity. Yeah, so I'm resetting. So the Y gets reset, and then on each draw, we're setting the opacity based on the Y location. Oh, yeah, we were flooring it. Okay, so that's what Sightseer said. Because we were flooring it, I mean, so that's with math.floor, things are smaller. I should math.floor the whole thing? We need to move on. We have moving clouds. Now we need, actually, let's add some little buildings. We'll add some buildings that are moving across as well. Very retro-esque. So let's look on here for some pixel buildings. I want some like skyscrapers or something like that. Pixel art skyscraper. Yeah, we're gonna add scrolling street lines. I mean, maybe there'll be even cars that you need to jump over. We're gonna for sure add them. I think on the previous results, this one might be good. Let's look at it. 1 more hour on useless things. It's fine. I mean, once we have everything, it's fine. This game will be easy once we have everything else. Yeah, it's interesting how the assets you choose are really going to define, obviously, what your game looks like. Those are fine. These are pretty cool. I like that. They're like, yeah, desert space. I mean, they kind of look like Tatooine from Star Wars. I like these. We might go with these. Yeah. Let's look at these. Are we all in agreement on the sky color? Who says you get to choose? We could change it. Like, I think maybe it needs to be like a slightly lighter blue. I don't know. 1-bit buildings part 1. We have 30 buildings. Oh. They're really tiny. Oh, just search for buildings instead of pixel buildings? Honestly, I think I'm just going to go with the... with these. These are cool. We're going to go with these. But also, I like what you're saying, Mart. What if we made it a gradient? A gradient from like this blue to like this red almost. And actually, I'm curious, is there a way of making a gradient pixelated and choppy? So we could do like a linear gradient between blue and for now we'll just do black. See what it looks like. Oh, look at that! Wow. But yeah, is there a way to make a gradient not so fluid? Because I want it to look more pixel art style. That looks cool, doesn't it? Coding. Filter blur. Let's see. CSS gradient. Add more stops. Yeah, then it gets tricky. Because basically, if you add like a stop here and a stop there, like a bunch of stops, then it will look more pixelated. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. Yeah, and then instead of black, let's pick. Let's see what happens if we go to red, because it is a sky. It could be like sunset. It's pretty cool. Kind of looks like the sun. I mean, wait, does the sun set the up? Wait, how would that work? Do we need a darker blue? Horrible. How does the sky work? Yeah, let's try it with yellow instead of red. It's pretty cool. I actually really did like the darker color. Like, let's look at it with this one. Yeah, is this sunrise or sunset? How does planet Earth work? Add 80% at the end? What does that do? Or within the linear gradient? No. Oh, I see. Like that. I like this. let's add our buildings now. This work is licensed under Creative Commons Attribute 4.0 International. Cool. So we can use it as long as we attribute them. Orange was better? Well, I'll allow it, at least for now. Cool. Cool. We need these desert images. I think I'll go with the more reddish ones. But also I need to credit them. Honestly, do we need buildings? We'll keep those in mind if we have time. I think what I need now is the actual jumping dinosaur. Right? Because we don't have that yet. And that's really the whole game. So I'm gonna refocus. Refocus and I'm gonna get the dinosaur on here. Was that the site? Yeah, that was. Pixel dinosaur. Look at him! He's even running! This is perfect! Do we have a jumping animation? Oh, he can duck. He can... That... This is a cool dinosaur. Maybe... It doesn't have everything we need. But... if we can't find anything else, we'll try to work with that. He is walking slow. We could speed it up. Pixel art battlers. Wow. Yeah, we could use slash instead of jump. Yeah, so like he does that to eat the cake or eat the waffle. What's up, Katoli? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, wait. Yeah. The suggestion was dinosaur, which is why I'm choosing a dinosaur. Oh, yeah, you're right, Mikas. Yeah. So basically, this thing, when we animate it up, it's having the movement of jumping. Let's go with this. Like, I don't think we're gonna get a better dinosaur. This is our dinosaur, the official mascot of the game. Let's just grab the walking one. We'll make a folder for this. Dino. Say walk.gif. And then we're going to put the dinosaur on the road. There he is. We just need to resize him. The dinosaur's name is Peter? All right. Yeah, we're going to put this on the web when we're done. So let's just give this a class of Dino. Peter the dinosaur. We'll just say height as 100%. What if we go bigger than that? Yeah, 200%. And then the road will have position relative, just like the clouds had position relative, and then the dinosaur will have position absolute. And I'm going to have the bottom is 0, so that should push him up like that. Look at him! He's so cool! He's a walking. It's great. I love it. Let's make him smaller though. Actually, we can make him smaller and then the road smaller. Or what if we go 150? Yeah, I think it's perfect. That's pretty good. Peter has no hands. His hands are just hidden. He's got T-Rex hands. It's ginormous. I guess that's true. 120? Yeah, and then actually from bottom we could do like 40%, and that way he's a little bit off. Like that, yeah, so he's kind of like walking in the middle of the road. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Let's make him jump. Let's make him jump. So when we press up, we need him to go into the air and then back down. The game is done. Yeah, let's make him jump. So we need some code that listens for the keys. The keys when the keys are pressed. And also instead of, we can add him directly here. That's fine, but we need to reference him in our JavaScript. So in objects, we'll have the Dino or Dino. And when the page loads, we'll grab him. So now we have him in objects, and we can move him around. Press Alt F4 to jump. Yeah, we'll add music. Let's get the game, and then we'll add sound effects for like jumps and stuff like that. Okay, let's listen for key events. I'm trying to figure out where we do that. We could just do it at the top level. That should be fine. We'll just do document, add event listener for key down. And we're just going to log the event dot code. Should give us like left arrow, right arrow. What did I do wrong? App.js line 10. Oh, comma. Yeah, so this is arrow up. Yeah, I think we also have key code. Let's see what that... Or you have key. What is key? That's also arrow up. Arrow down. We'll just use code. So say if event.code is equal to arrow up. Oh, do you use the space bar? We could do either. Yeah. Let's get it working with arrows. Event.key is arrow up though. Yeah, it's arrow up, not just up. So if it's arrow up, then we need to do something like this. So the Dino, or the Dino, will have an element, which is that. But we can have something like is jumping. Like that. I'm trying to figure out, like, does the jump last a certain number of ticks? So, like, that's how long it takes him to go up and then back down. So when jump ticks, so we jump him by moving him up in the update, and then back down. So we'll have his Y location. Starts off as 0. So whenever we press this, we'll modify the game state. We'll say, or the world, we'll say world.objects.Dino, his is jumping is true. Do it with a CSS transition. I guess that's true. Like, that would make it a lot easier. Though, we are going to have to do collision detection, and that might be a bit trickier if we're using CSS animations. But all this is doing right now is setting is jumping to true. And then we'll gradually move him up and then back down within the update loop. So update is moving all of the clouds. In update, we can say something like if world.objects.Dino is jumping, then we need to set his style top to increase by a certain amount. I don't know, like 2. And then we say jump ticks increases. So let's see what happens. Oh, we need to do like a percentage like that. No. We increase his location here. Never mind. We increase his location. So this is not style. This is dino.location.y. Increases by 2. And then in the draw is where we actually set his Y location on the element. Okay. So we press up, and he goes down. I want to do minus equals. There he goes. It's way too slow, though. Yeah, we'll get there, because he needs to jump fast. Yes, so right here, we'll do a top of 60%. So he's 40? -10? -10. Why is that not working? Oh, because we're overwriting. Yeah, we're overwriting that. So his Y position doesn't get reset to 0, and we're not even setting it in the CSS. So top doesn't get set here. We set the percentage on the original Dino, which should be like 40. -40. Yeah. So he starts there, and then he goes from there. And we'll do, let's do, we increase the jump ticks, and actually we'll say, if jump ticks is less than 2, decrease, else increase. And then if jump ticks is equal to 4, then we are no longer jumping. Would it be 5? We need to reset everything, though. So his location goes back to -40. And the jump ticks goes back to 0. Check it. Little bitty jump. Little jump. Boop, boop, boop. But we want him to jump even more. And I guess potentially let's do this to like we could double it, like 8 and 16. I think. Whoop, woo, whoop, woo. How is this? Is this too much? So I got all of the graphics from itch.io. They have like free game assets. And I'm crediting the authors in my README. This is where I got all the assets. Okay. Yeah, we can make it faster. I think the way we make it faster, and actually, yeah, so let's go to like 6 and 12. How's that? I think that's pretty good. That's good. Okay, here's the other thing we can do. We can change the sprite to be this this one. Because this is him jump. This is like a jumping animation. So jump.gif. And so if he is jumping, we'll actually do this here. So we'll say if world.objects.dino.is jumping. Then we set the element source. So we'll say world.objects.dino.element.src is dino/jump.gif. Otherwise, he walks. So check this out. It's resetting it. I think I want to do if it doesn't equal this, then set it. So that way it's not. It only resets it when it is immediately jumping. Like this. So if is jumping and the source does not equal jump, let me jump. Okay, so we broke something. He's gonna eat waffles very soon. Line 58 is definitely broken. Okay. So if we're not jumping and the source does not equal that, then we set it. I think it's setting it more often than it needs to, which is why we're getting like this weirdness. Like if we look at the element on the page. Something weird is happening. Okay, so that's without this. src returns the full URL. Oh, well. Something like this. Contains or includes. Is that valid? Contains is not a function. Ends with. Let's see what it is. What is it? It's walk.gif. That should technically work then, because it does end with it. Oh, I want not. That's why I want not. Not. Okay, this is the winner. There we go. All right, he's there, and he's jumping, and he's there, and he's jumping. Jump. 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 Yeah, and you can see for a split second his feet aren't moving. That's pretty much all we want. Yeah. Cool. We could also do some other interesting stuff. Like if you press the right arrow key, he like does a slash. Or you can press down to duck. Yeah, do we want to do duck now? Yeah, the thing is, to speed up the GIF, we would have to like load it onto a canvas and increase the frame rate. I think it's fine. Yeah, so I'm pressing the up arrow key as much as I can. Cool. Should be fine. All right, let's add some arrows to the road. We'll put some waffles on there and some cheesecake, and then we'll be done. Our game will be done. I think for now we just want like a yellow bar. So we haven't done the hitbox yet, but that should be fairly easy because we are just doing DOM stuff here. So basically, what we'll do is we'll get the rectangle of the dinosaur. We'll get the rectangle of whatever objects are moving, and if those two overlap, game over. That's it. Make a long jump. If you hold it, it jumps longer. I like that. We need to change our logic here. It makes it a little too I'll say it's possible, but I think it makes it a little too complicated because then we need to handle like key down events to know if the arrow key isn't pressed. It's possible. I'll say it's possible, but I don't want to do it. What I want is a nice little road line. Like this. So it will have position absolute. We'll say width of 20%, height of 10%, and then we'll use this nice yellow color here that we have. Like that. Yeah. So that's a road line. Now we need to position it and make it move. We're in just chatting because we're doing a lot of chatting. That's why. Should it be white? Now use perspective? No, it's fine. Cool. Now what we need to do is have a few of them that are constantly moving just like the cloud. So the code is going to be similar. Let's get it going. So when we init the game, we're creating 20 clouds. We're going to do something very similar, but we're going to have road lines. So our world objects has road lines. Yeah, it depends on where you are in the US. Sometimes they're white, sometimes they're yellow. I guess they're mostly white, though. All right, and then we need some road lines. How many of them? Probably like 4 or something like that. We're gonna do some similar stuff. So this is the road line image. Or no, it's just the road line. The road line element. And we're just creating a div. And then it just gets the road line class. And then we have the road line, which is an object which has an element property that is the road line element. It has a location. The Y location is going to be constant for all of these, which I think is like 40%. And then the X location will be I times the width of these road lines, and the width of these road lines is 20, so it's going to be 20%, plus a little bit of spacing between the lines. So let's say like 10% spacing between the lines, like that, something like that. And then they'll all have the same velocity. We don't have to do a random velocity like we did for the clouds. All right. Then we'll do world.objects.road lines. I'm going to push this road line into it. Yeah, we'll do an off-white color. I like it. Okay, we're gonna create 4 road lines. They're gonna be 10% apart. Let's just see what this looks like on the page. So we need to append them to the roads element. Roads element, or no, the road element. We'll need to put this in a variable. So the road element is the element that has the class road. Yep. I think one thing I know I'm going to need to do is our Dino here is going to need a z index so that it appears on top of these lines. Like 100, and this will be like 1. So hopefully these lines appear behind Dino. Yeah, let's see what we get. Oh, nothing, because we're not setting their location. So similarly, we need to do this on each road element. Road line element. Can't access property top roadline.style is undefined. Element. Roadline.element. Like that. Okay, here we go. Sort of. let's see what we got. So here is road line number 1. Great. And then road line number 2. They're not far enough apart. So we have 20, and then we have 40. I mean, yeah, technically you're right. We could just use margin. I'm not opposed to that. But yeah, we're moving them all along the x-axis. Yeah, we'll get weird with it. Margin right, 10%. And then they all, well, that won't work because they're absolutely positioned. Yeah, that's not going to work. So we do need to figure out the spacing between them. Our road lines are going to move though to give the appearance that he's running down the road. But yeah, this is a line. The line, yeah. So all of our lines are there. They just don't have any spacing between them. And I thought that would do it though. So I times 20 is like the offset. So it starts at 0, and then the next one starts at 20, and the next one starts at 40. But then if I add a little bit, oh, you know what it is? It's not. I think we need to just take the previous one's X location and add 10 to it. That's what we need to do. Something like that. Yeah. Like that. Though this does seem a little bit off. Right? Or is this the same amount? I think it's the same amount. We just have, let's increase the distance. Yeah. And then we only need 3 lines, not 4. It's great. Right? Woo. Yeah, let's make the lines move now. And the lines, we can have a slower velocity than the cloud so that like his walking matches up with how fast the line. It's the same as I times 40. Yeah, you're totally right. I like writing it this. So this let me think about it though, because this is the starting location of each one, plus some spacing, including the amount of spacing that has happened so far. Oh, you're right. Pow pow, pow pow pow. Once we start moving, that 4th one will come along. Yeah. Okay. So we have all of the lines. Now we need to update them in our update loop. Where are we? We'll do that right here. World.objects.roadlines for each one. And for each one, we're just going to, well, we're going to have very similar logic. So we have the road line rectangle. And we're comparing that. So right now, this is the clouds rect. I'm going to rename this to clouds rect. We also want the road rectangle, because that's what we're going to be comparing for this. So when, yeah, we don't really even have to do we're doing a spacing of 10. So in the spacing of 10, then we wrap around to the other side. Right? Right? Oh, no. You do this here. But if it's gone off the left side, then we set its x equal to 110, I guess. Something like that? We'll figure it out. But now, in draw, we need to update its left. Just like this. We're gonna get some weird spacing. Let's see what happens. Any errors? Nope. In update. Oh, it doesn't have a velocity. So we'll set it. Something like 2. Yeah, but you can see whenever it comes back around the other side, we sometimes get like a really long one, like an overlapping one. We need to fix that. We could also go at half this speed. Yeah, what happens if I just do 3? Now, and then those two are too far apart. right? I just need to get this value needs to be right. Yeah, that's it. Right? Trying to see if I can tell if they're not actually the same distance. They look pretty much the same distance. I think it looks fine. All right, let's increase the road speed by a half. Yeah, looks good. Good enough. Good enough. Great. Great. I'm amazed at how responsive this is. All right, and see you later, Dovio. Thanks for hanging out. Why does Dino have no hands? That was an artist's choice. The person that did this, who is it? Samuel Lee. Samuel Lee decided that this dinosaur should not have hands. All right. We're pretty much done. At this point, we just need some waffles and some cheesecakes floating across the screen and collision detection. So let's find a pixelated waffle. I guess I'll just search for pixel food. It might be hard to find. Ooh, pixel foods. Will the speed increase over time? We could. I don't know if we will. Does anyone see a waffle? That's a cake. I see pie. I don't see a waffle. Bottom left? Oh, you're right. Wait. Right? Wait, no, those are pancakes. No, they're waffles, aren't they? All right, we're going to use this. It's totally free. That's awesome. Though, I mean, you can name your own price, but I'm going to put a price of 0. I need it with transparent backgrounds. And I don't know if we're going to get it with a transparent background. Let's see if there's some other ones, and then we might come back to that one. We could use remove BG as well, yeah. All right, let's just do that. We'll just do that. All right. First of all, I'm going to just download this thingy. And we're going to pick out the ones that we want. I'm using Firefox browser. All right. I like it being on plates. It's almost like one of those Japanese restaurants where the sushi comes on plates. That's basically what this is. Cool. So we're going to grab this little waffle on a plate. We'll save it as waffle.png. And then we're going to attempt to use remove.bg. What's up, Alka? How you doing? Check out what we have so far. We're making a dinosaur game. Doo-doo. All right, and he's going to be jumping over waffles and eating cheesecake. Okay, so I'm going to upload that waffle here and see if we can get rid of the background. Looks like it's done it. But will it only work when your Wi-Fi is out? No. You can go to this game anytime. Thanks. We're using all DOM manipulation. I mean, this is just a GIF. Everything, and then the clouds are GIFs, but everything else is they're just DOM elements moving around. Okay, we now have a transparent waffle on a plate. So let's put it on the road and make it move. How did I make things move right to left? With a game loop. Yeah, so if anybody's just joining, let me give you a rundown. So basically, we've got our world. Our world has basically all of the DOM elements inside of it with some meta information, like what is its current location, also like what's its velocity. And so when the page loads, we create 20 random clouds that have a random location and a random velocity. And then we like put them on the page. And then same thing with those road lines that are moving. And then we have our update loop. And in our update loop, we change the location based on the velocity. And then whenever it goes off of the screen, we reset it to the other side of the screen with some new value. And then these two things just call each other over and over and over again. All right. I now need... Yeah, I'm gonna put it on. All this is open source. It'll be on GitHub. I now need foods. We need our foods. Hey, buddy, calm yourself. Mods, can you take care of that? Do the standard thing of you know what to do. But while you're doing that, I am going to create some foods. So in our init, we need to add, so I mean, foods will actually be added potentially at random. For now, we're just going to add one waffle to the page right here. So it's going to be something like this. It'll have an element that we create like this. It'll have a location. So it needs to start off on the right side of the screen, like off screen. So it'll have a Y location of 100%. No, X of 100%. So it's off the page. And then the Y location is just like right in the center, just like the road lines. So it'll be 40. How you guys doing? Great. So yeah, we have that, and then velocity, I think like right now velocity is just the same as the road lines. Like these waffle pieces are going to be moving at the same rate as the road lines. And thank you, mods. Can we get some hearts in the chat for all the mods? They're working hard. They're working hard. Also, we have an emote just for this. We have pet the mods. Like this. We can pet the mods. Thank you, mods. You're great. Okay, we have a waffle element. It's going to start off the screen. We need to add it to the road and set its location. Similar to this. Yeah, no worries, Katoli. I think that's a good plan. Okay. Now, let's create a CSS class for the element. Actually, does it even need a CSS class? I think the only thing about it is it needs to have position absolute. Right? right? So it just has position absolute because it's the waffles are just moving across the screen, and they always stay at the same Y. Yeah, that's it. That's all we need. And then we're gonna do world.objects.foods, and we're gonna push in this little waffle here. Size? Do you think we'll change the size? Let's just see what it looks like. And actually, I forgot. This is an image. We can set the source. Waffle.png. Yeah, should be fine. All right, now in our update, we're going to iterate over all the foods. And it's very similar to everything else that is happening. We have our food rectangle. And that, when it goes past the road, then we reset it. But actually, the moment it goes past the road, we're going to reset it. And we don't just set it. I mean, right now we can do that. Right now, it'll just go back off the screen, and it'll just be the same one over and over again. But eventually, we'll reset it to way, way, way far off the screen so that it's at like different intervals. And then we update the location based on the velocity. And then lastly, we need to draw it in our draw loop. Like this. All right, there's our little waffle. And then he just keeps going. He just keeps going. We do need to make sure that the foods are on top of the road lines, and we'll increase their size a little bit too. So let's just do this. Let's say food has a z-index of 2, so that they appear on top of the road lines. We'll do a width of 20%. Let's see what we get with that. 40%. Jump is because we're going to need to jump over these foods like that. And if you have to time it just right, because if you land on top of them or you collide with them, then the game is over. All right. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't set the class. Thank you. So when we init the world right here, waffle image, classless, add food. It's huge. Ginormous food. We'll do like 20%. And then the other thing is we need to change the Y location to like 20. Let's see. 10. Nice. I think on most things, we need to do this. Image rendering crisp. That'll make it look more pixelated. Yeah, like that. I think we need to make them a little bit smaller, just so that the jumping can actually clear it. Or we need to make our, I think we need to make our jump longer is what we need to do. We need to make it so that when you jump, it lasts like twice as long. Pew! Yeah, all right, let's make the jump last twice as long. And before we did that, like this. he jumps way up. Woo! Let's go a little bit less. Let's do like 10 and 20. Also, the food should go up a little bit, like that. Pew! Yeah, we definitely need to put all of those into variables and such. I think the other thing, so I guess I liked the height that he was jumping to, but we just need to change. So if we go back to 6 and 12, oh no, never mind. If we go 12 and 24 was like the right amount, but it should be increasing by way less to not go so high. Oop. Nice, okay, like 7. Oop. Okay, yeah. All right, and I'm just gonna decrease the size of the food a little bit. We'll go to 15%. Stay at the apex for a few ticks. Yeah. So the thing is, like, when we do collision detection, I'll have like a little bit of variance, right? Because if it's if he just like he touches it slightly, it shouldn't be game over. Right? Let's think about this. So when he's at the apex, which is going to be oh no, we'll keep him in the air from like 12. Okay. Yeah, we just need to keep him in the air longer, so I think that we can do that right here. For like 4 ticks, so like 16. So during this, his location does not change; he just stays up. And then after that, he starts to go back down. But that changes the amount of jump ticks, because that's now 24 plus 4, which would be 28. So now he does this. Wait, what? What just happened? If the jump ticks is greater than 12 and less than 16, it will never go above 12. Oh, no, the jump ticks just keeps increasing. Just keeps increasing on every tick. And so we're going to go up to 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then down. So if we do equal to 12, then we actually don't increase the jump ticks. I have no idea why it's going down, though. Do I get any errors in the console? Less than or equal to 12. And then when we get to 12, until 16 it does nothing. Break out that Dino object. We'll get it. What do I have on line 149? That puts him back down to his original position. That's what line 149 does. Yep. Woo-doo. Yeah, that was it. Okay. I'll explain what I just did. But that's the winner. Which is much easier to logic through. Up, back down. Up. Cool. Let's make him go a little bit higher. Yeah, this is perfect. Much better. Oh, no! And then he smashes the waffle. Okay. So we're almost home free. At this point, we can now do collision detection. So as the game is looping, in our update loop, we will constantly check to see, has the dinosaur collided with the waffle? And if it has, game is over. But if it hasn't, you like get points or whatever. So in our update loop here, we should have the dinosaurs. Yeah, we're gonna get the dinosaur rectangle. World.objects.dino.element.get bounding client rectangle. So, as we're looking at each of the foods, we also need to see, does that food collide with the dino? And what I'm actually going to do is, instead of a, I was thinking instead of a for each, we do a for loop, so that way we can break out. But we won't do that. We'll just say game over. So world game over is false. And then if game over is true, everything stops moving. Yeah, it's the entire GIF bounding box. You are correct. But let's look at it. Yeah, because it's technically like this white space area here would count as collision. So we'll have to account for that. We'll have like we'll do a percentage and figure out the right amount. Okay. So for each of the foods, we'll say if. Oh no, this is our draw. We want a tolerance. That's the word. Thank you, Killer. In our update loop is where we'll check it. So, yeah, we update its location, and then if this new location, we'll do it here. So, if the food rectangle dot left, so if the left edge of the waffle is touching the dinosaur, and we can see, or can we? Yeah, there's a little bit of space here. So technically, like if this piece touches the dinosaur, then it's considered colliding. Well, it should be fine. So if that left is less than or equal to the dino rectangle's right, and we'll have to introduce some tolerance. So if it's past the dino and the bottom of the dino has not cleared the top of the food, so dino rect dot bottom is less than or equal to the food rectangle dot top, then this is game over. For the most part, we'll have to work with it a little bit. So we'll just do world dot game over is true, and then in our update loop here, we'll say if world. If the game is not over, then do the update. So the moment we collide, everything stops moving. Didn't work. Yeah, so the game stopped. This should break right now, and it's not. Oh, well, let's look at our logic. So if the left of the food, it's moving this way. If the left of the food is less than or equal to the right, that should get it. If you're not jumping. No, because technically you could be jumping at the wrong time, like jumping too late, and then you still technically collide. But let's think through this. So if the left edge of the food is less than or equal to the right edge, we're good there. Or the bottom of the dinosaur is greater than or equal to the top. Because we're dealing with 0 to 100. Yeah, we can actually see where they collide. So this gives us a way to set up our tolerance. I think it's and, it's not or. It has to be both, because technically the dinosaur could be jumping, and when the let's see if it still collides even if I'm jumping at the right time. So jump. Yeah, it still does. If the bottom, I guess bottom less than or equal to, should be right. Yeah, this would be good for some debugging. Let's do it. So outline 10 pixels solid red for the food. And then also the dinosaur. We can see where they collide. So right now, the bottom rectangle of the dinosaur is greater than the top. It's not. Are you sure? It has to be and. It's the combination of the two. All right, check the first part of the if. See, that's why it needs to be and, because technically... Oh, that's nice, though. We didn't even... Wait, is it taking into account the transparency? Or that it moves after... No, it moves one more step. That's why. Convert those into circles? No. I'm not going to do that. Like, these bounding boxes are just fine. Because that technically we're doing like square bounding boxes. All right. So that works. The moment they interact here, game stops. But now we need to check, is it above? Because if it's above, then we don't want to stop the game. Right? So if the rectangle bottom is greater than the rectangle top, right? That's it. Yeah. Oh, not equals. Yeah, so greater than food rect dot top. But when rect dino left, I think that I just need to do more checking. So the dino bottom is less than or equal to the top. If the food top is less than the dino bottom, here's the thing to think about though. Our coordinates go from 0 to 100. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. So if this is 60, then this would be 70. And so if this was 71, so we want it if it's greater than. Like that. Yep. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 100. Now here's the issue we're running into. We have like this, we need a little bit of tolerance. So we'll do food.left plus minus 10. So that way it can get a little bit closer. Let's see how close it can get. 20. Do I want minus? Or do I want plus? That's pretty good. Circular bounds would be really hard. We're dealing with DOM manipulation right now. And so it's really the bounding box of the element, which has some like white space around it. Right here, minus 30. So that can get 30% closer to the dino. Oh, congrats, Bob. You passed your OSCP. That seems good. Or like right there is good. And then we need some tolerance on the bottom. So if the bottom minus 80, let's see. No, but now, wait. It landed too soon. Yeah, when it's behind it, we don't care. So we'll say, and the left of the food is greater than the left of the rectangle plus some tolerance. Shoop. Shoo. Nice. Shoop. Shoo. Okay. All right. Now if I jump too early, yeah, dead. There's probably, you know, there's probably some bugs in here. Yeah, like then the tail is technically hitting it. And that, yeah. So our tolerance is too much. We should go like 20. Let's see what happens if we get 20. Yeah, that's fine. But if I do like this, yeah. Do I really care? Do I really care if it's that accurate? But like this should kill it. Okay, yeah, and you're totally right. Whenever the dinosaur has fallen, or I mean has hit a thing, then we're gonna do the jump position. He's just sitting there. A generous game studio. Yeah. You still get points if you're kind of colliding. Here's what we'll do though. If the game is over, we're gonna update him to be this one, so he's just there. Rotate him 90 degrees. I'm actually curious what that would look like. Well, that didn't work. Negative 90? Dead. Ugh. Jump. Jump. This game is honestly too easy though. How can we make it harder? If we, yeah, let's just increase the frame rate, really. That should make it harder. Woo! Woo! Here, let me remove the bounding boxes. Dead. Yeah, and we also do, you're right, we need to vary the distance of the waffle. Oh no! Ding. So, to increase the frame rate over time, we need to put this in a variable. So we'll put it in our world here. So we'll say update milliseconds. So that starts off at, I think our initial value was like 50. Yeah, so we could do, actually after every jump, we increase it slightly. So the more you jump over, the faster it gets. So do world.update milliseconds. And if the game was not over, increase the update by 1. So it starts off pretty slow. Nice and easy. Actually, I mean, let's increase by, right now, we'll increase by 10 just to dramatically see it. And actually, 50 is not a good starting point. 40? 100. Wait. How does this work? Isn't the lower the number, the faster it is? How about every time you jump? Not every time you get a successful jump, every time you jump. So here, after the jump is over, then we increase the speed. Oh, we're getting slower. That's why we're getting slower, right? We actually need to decrease. Faster, faster, and dead. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's it. So pretty fast jump, faster, faster, fast. Oh, and then yeah, like at one point, at some point, it just gets too fast where it's literally impossible to play. So let's start off at like 50, and then we're only going to increase by like 1. I like that. We'll do a multiplication to increase it rather than decrease. Yeah. So 5% faster. Oh no. Is it getting faster though? Yeah, it definitely is. Or is it? Dead. What if we do? Yeah, I mean, having it would make it get a whole lot faster. Like this. It actually is pretty hilarious when it gets that fast. Jump! 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 Oh no, I can't. Okay. Let's go like 0.8. Doop. 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 We did say we were going to add sound effects, didn't we? All right. I like what you're saying, Josh. So use that range, but we'll just start it at a faster speed. Okay. I've already been streaming longer than I said I was going to. So how am I going to finish this up? We're going to add more foods. Let's add our cheesecake. Which, like, this is a perfect cheesecake. Look at that cheesecake. I also could do my best to reduce the amount of white space around it. Oh no. I don't think I'm gonna have time to add sound effects. But we need to remove this background. Cheesecake. We'll replace it. Great. And I think initially, so right now we're just manually adding 1 waffle. I think it's fine. So yeah, the game starts off with one waffle, and then when a waffle goes off of the screen, or like when a piece of food goes off of the screen, like it's doing right here, that's when. Yeah, instead of repositioning it, we could actually just remove it from the foods array and then add a new one. I think that's what we'll do. So I could do something like this. I could say foods equals itself filtered, and then we just return this. So food rectangle dot left plus the width is greater than road left. And then what that should do is the moment the waffle goes off the screen, it won't come back because we've actually, yeah, we've removed it from the array. But what we need to do is, like in our update loop, we can check to see how many foods there are. So say if foods.length is less than 1, then we need to push a new food in. Just like this. And really, we actually need to remove the element altogether. Like, yeah, I guess I have to think about this. If I do want like 2 foods on the screen, or multiple one after another, how would I do it? I mean, I think probably an easier way to do it is to just have a bunch of foods that are really like really spaced apart. So keep doing what we're doing there, but when the game starts, we add like five foods, just like really spaced apart. And then when it goes off the screen, we put it like way far off there. Yeah, just like we're doing with lines, exactly. So let's say there are 5 possible foods. We'll rename this to food image. And then it will just randomly be a waffle or a cheesecake. That's it. So if math.random is greater than 0.5, then you get a waffle. Otherwise, you get a cheesecake. Yeah. And then we'll call this food. And that food has... Wait, yeah, so we're starting it off the screen here. But I want to do I times that plus some random amount. And then when it goes off the screen, do a similar thing. It just needs to be random enough. It doesn't need to be perfect. Now, this will potentially cause foods to be overlapping and stuff like that. Oh, they should not... They have to start off the screen. They absolutely have to start off the screen. All right, we got a waffle. Jump! Here's a cheesecake. There's a waffle. See, ooh, oh man. Yeah, like it eventually becomes impossible, which is fine. I think that's totally fine because it's just random enough. But that makes you think that we should allow you to control if the dinosaur stays in the air. However, yeah, but if we do that, you technically could just go here and then just hold it up. And then now he's just floating. And he's always above. Yeah. We do need a minimum distance. Here's what I'm thinking about. Whenever we set the distance right here, we could see if there is a food in front of us. And then we just take its X location and add a minimum distance. Make him go back. Yeah, I mean, we're almost like creating... We could be basically creating Flappy Bird at this point. Jump! Jump! Oh, look at that. That's not possible. I think what we need to do here is we need to take the X location of the one that is next and add a certain amount to it. So we get the food and we also get the index. So we can say the previous food is all the foods at I. And if, at I plus 1. If I plus 1 is equal to the number of foods, yeah. Let me talk through my thought process. So, it's actually not the previous food. We want the next food, because as things go along, the next one coming along, we need to make sure that is it the next one or is it the last one? It's actually just the one with the rightmost, the farthest food. It's just the one, yeah, it's the last. So we just search through all the foods that has the largest X value. How do I do this? I could map it to get the food, grab food, dot location, dot X, and then grab the max one. Quick stretch. So we then take the farthest food X and add at least 100 to it. It's not the last one in the array because we're randomly putting them at the end, and so it changes. Jump. There's one. And there's one. And then wait a little bit, and then there's one. And then there's another one. But it's not quite like, it's not predictable. Because there's still just a little bit of variance between them. Like that, like those are really close. And then eventually we get the next one. And my partner is vacuuming upstairs, which is why things sound, if you can hear a weird sound. That's good enough. This is our game. I think we've done it. Your idea fixes that. When you spawn food, set a minimum distance. Relative to the road lines. Okay, so Dino Jump 1.0. Exactly. I think we're done. I'm done. I'm done with this. We'll add score and then that's it. That's the last thing we'll do. Well, thank you, Matsy. I just don't know what we would do with so double jump makes you stay up twice as long. I see. And you can't double jump twice in a row. I'm not opposed to it. Double jump? Yeah. I am not married. Luffy. But we need a score. Let's add a score. We're gonna put the score in the clouds. Something like this. Let's position it. Cool. This right. I work in a lot of different stuff. Right now, we are just doing front end HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What am I doing? I'm just gonna make it that a monospace font. The size 3 vmin. The color. Is this nice gray color. And it's bold, and its position is absolute, and we're going to put it at 1 vmin from the right and 1 vmin from the top. Should be up here. Nice. I don't like the color though. We'll just do black. Blackish. Pew. 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 It is technically getting faster. All right, I'm going to play as long as I possibly can. I'm going to do my best. All right. All right. It gets faster after each jump. Oh, I know the score isn't incrementing. I have to add that. I just want to play. Okay. Pro gamer. Oh, thank you. So this is where things get interesting because I actually haven't thought about, like, you can jump all you want, but a jump doesn't necessarily increase your score. But to categorize it as a point, you basically have to come down from a jump and having just passed. Actually, no. It's easy. It's easy. Anytime a piece of food goes past the left edge. Yeah, anytime a piece of food goes past the left edge, your score increases. That's it. That's it. Yeah, count the foods. That's all you need. So in our update, whenever we move the food off the screen here, we'll say game world.score plus equals 1. Yeah, you get a point every time the food passes. Cool. So that increases the score on the state, and then in our draw method, we can just change it. We'll do this. The score element. We want the score value element. And so in draw, we will set its text content to be world.score. There it is. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's pretty cool when the clouds go in front of the score. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Oh, dead. Is this hard to code? I've been live for about 3 hours. We've been coding for at least 2.5 hours of that. Hard is, I guess, relative. It's a relative term. All right, we got 20 though. I think we're done. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things we need to add, like spacebar to jump. We could have a leaderboard. We could definitely make better logic for the things that we're jumping over. The other thing would be like variable height. Yeah, but I'm done. I've been live for way too long. I gotta go. Let me put this on the web, and then you all can play it. And let me know what scores you get. Retro Dino Waffle Jump is what this is called. It is currently 3:56 p.m. where I am. Cool. All right, you can go to this website and play the game. Oh yeah, I'm sure if we were to use a game framework, but the thing is, I've never used those game frameworks, so it might not have been as that easy because I have to learn them. But yeah, let me add the foods to my README if I haven't. Yeah. The other thing is we never added the buildings like we said we were going to, but it's fine. It's fine. Well, thank you, Arkuden. we did our best within the time allotted. The other thing is try. Oh, you know what? It's not going to work on mobile, because on mobile, you have no way to jump. So here's what we're going to do. One last update. Yeah, I can't play it on a phone. So we're going to add an event for whenever you can tap the screen to jump. So like touch start. It's broken in Chrome? No way. I guess, yeah, click will work cross-platform. You can click even in the browser, and that's the same thing as doing the arrow up key. Collision detection doesn't work. You know, I didn't necessarily take that into account. Yeah, so now you can click. You can click to jump. Phew. So yeah, refresh the page. You can try it on mobile. Let me try it. I'm gonna try it on Firefox mobile. Retro Dino Waffle jump. Retro Dino Waffle jump? Why doesn't it work? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, it's trying to go to www, that's why. It works in Firefox Mobile. Jump, 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 jump. Okay. 30. You got 34. Nice, Hello Kitty. Glad to hear it. Here, I'll push all this code up. Collision. You're saying Collision doesn't work on mobile? Are you using Chrome on mobile? Oh, you're right. You're totally right. Look at that. It just keeps going. Doesn't matter if it hits or not. I don't know why Collision wouldn't work on mobile though. It doesn't matter. I didn't claim it would work everywhere. All right, I'm gonna go. Let me push this code up. Oh, you got 100? Nice work. Nice work. Cool. You just got infinity? Nice. 101. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to show you how to get to the code because you feel free to modify it. I'll say that you could open a pull request, but the main idea behind coding improv is I'm never going to look at this code again. So feel free to fork this, modify it, make it your own game, all that good stuff. But the code is here if you do want to check it out. Cool. It's not mobile, it's just when you reduce the screen size. Oh. Oh, that seems like it could make sense. Yeah, look, if we go like really small, like this. You know why? Well, we are using a percentage for the, because we had some tolerance. We had some tolerance in the collisions because, yeah, so if it's broken, the size of your screen is the problem. My code is just fine. Your screen is too small. All right, but this was fun. Thanks, everyone, for all of the suggestions. Shouts out to Stotney and Kodako and Dropmania and Cheesecake and Frozen Spray that inspired this game that we created today. Thanks, everyone, for the suggestions. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We are going to go on a raid. So, if you are a sub, that is your raid message. If you're not a sub, you can use this raid message. Thank you, the Bite Pusher. I appreciate that. Also, feel free to use whatever raid message you want. It's also like that. Raid! We don't know where we're going, but wherever we go, show them lots of love. Drop a follow if you like what they're doing. And thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging out. Next stream is planned for Friday. I actually didn't stream yesterday. That's why I'm streaming today. But I should stream on Friday. And I will likely finish up the C# API that we started a couple weeks ago. So look out for that. All right. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here is this. Hi, everybody. I totally forgot to thank all the support events, so let me do that. Also, the credits are out of whack because we got all those bot follows, but I didn't forget about you. I just forgot that I have notifications turned off, so I thank you. What else happened? So Drop Mania with the 3-month resub, Impact Chats with the Prime sub, Weird Divide with the 6 months, Danger Mouse with the 7 months, Blonnyman with the 9 months, David with the 13 months, Alarm with the sub, Enzer with the 2 months, Okay Not Now with the 10 bits. Thank you. Joe Mama with the 9 months, Toasted Cheeses with the 14 months, Ally Post with the 4 months, YY with the sub, and Sledge Dog with the 14 months. I appreciate you all. Sorry that I forgot to acknowledge you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. See you later.